Thanks, Prime Minister. Of course, Labor founded the NBN for the purpose of providing fast, reliable and affordable broadband to all Australians. It is essential economic infrastructure. And we are delivering on that Labor vision of having a world-class fibre network with this announcement today. We want to make Australia the most connected continent and to make the most of the economic gains that come from high-speed broadband. We know that reliable high-speed broadband is essential economic infrastructure and it provides productivity benefits to both businesses and to consumers. Completing the NBN fibre upgrades will provide more businesses and more consumers with equitable access to world-class connectivity, to take advantage of cloud computing, of artificial intelligence, and making sure that that data-driven decision-making is supported by the highest quality infrastructure. It supports Labor's vision of a future made in Australia. We know that individual households can save more than 100 hours and some $2,500 every year simply by having access to high-quality broadband. We're providing, as a government, families with better connection to education, to telehealth, to government services online, regardless of where you live. And communities across Australia are going to see this economic uplift and they expect world-class connectivity right across the country to unlock the full potential of this investment. Now, history shows that only Labor governments can be relied on to make these kinds of decisions in the national interest and to see them through. And that's why today we are announcing that the Albanese government is committed to finishing what we started when it comes to the National Broadband Network. We're upgrading the NBN fibre to the node network and providing an additional 622,000 fibre access connections right across Australia, with more than half of those being in rural and regional Australia. It's going to provide access to more reliable broadband speeds and faster speeds. Now, we've worked very closely with NBN management and its board over a long period of time to develop this proposal and to hit the ground running. Modelling has shown that the government's expanded upgrade will deliver over $10 billion in cumulative uplift in GDP over the next decade. This long-term investment is part of Labor's economic plan for building a better future for our suburbs, our peri-urban areas and our regions. These investments would not be made by a privatised NBN, and that's why Peter Dutton is such a risk to Australia's future. In 2020, the coalition government at that time declared that the NBN was fully built and operational. Meanwhile, some 2 million homes remain stranded on outdated copper connections. Let's be clear, the copper network is degrading. The performance is getting worse by an estimated 4% each year, and it needs to be dealt with. Copper's not even standing still, it's going backwards, which is precisely what Peter Dutton would do if he ever got the opportunity. The coalition has never been committed to the NBN. And while we know that some 95% of these 622,000 premises can be updated through full fibre, it will commence detailed design work and fully complete these updates by 2030. As the Prime Minister said, only a Labor government with a publicly owned NBN will finish the job of establishing a full fibre network for Australians to ensure that we maximise those economic benefits of the digital economy and have a future made in Australia.